Today on Global News Morning, resale struggles. Taking a look at those looking to offload their tickets to Sunday's big game. And details of a new shelter option for the homeless in Regina.
You're watching Global Regina. This is Global News Morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Well, there are plenty of cheers as the Grey Cup made its way through Saskatchewan yesterday. Celebrations ahead of Sunday's big game continue right across the province. Yesterday, the Cup was loaded up in Saskatoon and escorted through several communities along the Highway 11 corridor, giving fans from Davidson, Chamberlain, and Lumsden the chance to see the trophy up close.
I've been a Rider fan all my life, and my dad brought me up to enjoy the Riders, and I still do cheer green.
I have two grandsons that are in school. They're really excited because they're just learning about the Riders and Grey Cup, and we get all the cheering stuff out when they play.
Grey Cup tickets that were sold out in September are now being dumped as people are desperately trying to resell them online. Aishwarya Dutta spoke to some of them about the challenges they're facing.
The challenge is that there's a lot of people selling tickets. I think once the Riders were out of the game or out of contention to be in the game, a lot of tickets became available.
Staff who lives in Vancouver says he's a big CFL fan but can no longer make it to the Grey Cup. He says he doesn't want to see his tickets go to waste, and he's not alone.
Now I'm stuck with the two tickets, and now they're just a pain in the butt to really sell on Ticketmaster. It's kind of a disaster.
On the Ticketmaster website, every section of the stadium has tickets up for sale for the November 20th championship game as of Wednesday morning. Both staff and Knox are willing to take a hit on their price but are struggling to resell. They say Ticketmaster won't let them reduce the price or even sell their tickets at the same price that they initially paid.
They seem to be setting the price, but their price is higher than what people are willing to pay. So instead of recouping some of your money, it looks like we're going to be, we're 3 days away, 4 days away from the game. We're going to end up losing all of our money.
The reselling site does not allow discounting. It's a little frustrating, quite frankly. I paid for the tickets. If I want to lose $500 on them, let me lose $500 on them. At least someone will sit in those stands.
Despite all of this, organizers say the stadium is going to be packed for the kickoff.
Game day is going to be electric. We've been waiting for this day for so long, November 20th, and the weather's cooperating. It's going to be a great energy in the stadium. And if you are interested in getting a ticket, visit Ticketmaster or our website, and it's going to be a full house.
Aishwarya Dutta, Global News.
The Regina Downtown Business Improvement District has initiated a digital art installation in celebration of the city hosting the 109th Grey Cup. The artworks will serve as a creative means to demonstrate Regina's community pride. The art are inspired by Regina's storied football history with football, the Grey Cup, and of course the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 19 original artworks created by 12 different artists were selected by the Regina Downtown Business Improvement District in partnership with Nuit Blanche Regina. The artwork will be displayed on rotation onto the NCO building at 2500 Victoria Avenue. And then we head back to Mosaic Stadium and check in with our Moises Canales-Levine for your weather update. Hi, Moises.
Hey, what a beautiful shot we have behind us here. The snow is falling in the Queen City and the lights showing that here in the stadium. It's hard to believe that we're going to see a packed house here in only a matter of days, but folks, not going to look towards a snowy day coming up here in the forecast, as we are going to look now at what we are getting set for here today. Minus 13 and that light snow falling here in the Queen City, but with the winds, look at that, 35 kilometer per hour winds currently blowing from the north, making that wind chill make it feel like about minus 24, minus 25. In northern Saskatchewan, as we look at our daytime highs today, folks, we are going to see a little bit of sunshine, but some cloud cover as well. Minus 12 in the Prince Albert area. We'll see about minus 10 in Meadow Lake and minus 11 in Flin Flon. In central areas, minus 12 in Saskatoon. You can see there the sun will be peaking a little bit more in this part of the province. And we move further south here in Saskatchewan, you're going to see a little bit more light snow impact impacting some of those communities, and that's including Regina -12. We'll see Moose Jaw at about -11. Snowfall, however, isn't going to impact us as much as what we've seen in the last couple weeks. Only looking at about 1 to 2 centimeters. You can see 2 centimeters in Regina, Mooseman rather, and 1 centimeter in Moose Jaw. Those winds, however, are going to play a part over these next couple days. You can see here this morning, we'll see those winds that could get up to as high as 45 kilometers per hour in the Regina area. Looking at winds at 50 kilometers per hour, perhaps. Gusts at that point could climb up to 60. Even some areas could see winds at 70 kilometers per hour for those wind gusts. But expecting a breeze coming our way on Saturday afternoon.
Global News Morning Weather is brought to you by Apex, regulating the professions, protecting the public.
In the wake of a vacant Saskatchewan Housing Authority-owned house explosion on the weekend, Social Services Minister Gene Makowski says he's working to ensure vacant Housing Authority units are safe and desirable to move into. Makowski says there are at least 700 vacant units in Regina alone. He says Social Services is working on incorporating wraparound supports such as addiction services into housing projects to make them more accommodating. In June, the ministry told Global News there were 747 vacant units in Regina. When asked why the vacancy rate hasn't fallen since then, despite studies suggesting Regina is home to hundreds of homeless, Makowski said some remain unavailable due to tenant activity.
Sometimes, unfortunately, units are beat up pretty bad by some tenants, and there's extensive renovations. Of course, we have to wait for contractors to be able to come in, and we know the situation with trying to find trades and all that, so it does take time.
Makowski says inadequate accessibility and undesirable locations are other reasons units remain vacant. Well, as we head into the holiday season and also Grey Cup weekend, Let's Get You Home Safe is SGI's newest campaign, and it's also this month's Traffic Safety Spotlight. The campaign focuses on impaired driving awareness and practical planning, like having a designated driver or arranging for a ride ahead of time to ensure the people you love get home safe. SGI Media Relations Manager Tyler McMurtry says to expect more traffic stops as the year rounds off. He adds that drivers can be asked for a breathalyzer test to determine if they have been drinking and driving.
When they get pulled over, a police officer, whether or not they have reasonable suspicion or not, they can test you, they can demand a breath sample from you right at roadside. It's a very quick few seconds that you blow into it, but to determine whether that driver has been drinking. And so that's something that police have the power to do under the law.
And the law has been in effect since 2018, and drivers could be fined for defaulting. For people experiencing homelessness in Regina, the city have made available a warm place where they can lay their heads for the night. An overnight warming bus will provide urgent alternate shelter to people who currently have to sleep outdoors. Every day, the warming bus will be open from 8:15 p.m. to 7:45 a.m. at Mobile Crisis Services on the 1600 block of 11th Avenue. A bus operator and security person will be stationed on the bus each night, and communications equipment will also be installed for emergencies. The Saskatchewan government is promising families of the victims of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash that it won't compromise safety on the roads to remedy a shortage of commercial truck drivers. 24 families sent a letter to the province last month saying they oppose any possibility of eliminating the need for a Class 5 driver's license as a prerequisite for obtaining a Class 1 commercial driver's license. Don Morgan, the minister responsible for Saskatchewan government insurance, says in reply that the government won't be loosening rules for truck driving licenses. Morgan says it's critical that drivers have experience with regular passenger vehicles before attempting to operate much larger, more complex ones. Still ahead, crews continue to investigate a deadly missile strike in Poland. We'll have more on Canada's contributions coming up. And now another live look outside with our Global Regina City Cam, brought to you by the Capital Auto Mall on the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua. -12 right now, feels more like -23, a chilly one, and also it's going to be pretty windy. Expect wind gusting from 40 to 50 kilometers right throughout the afternoon. You're watching Global News Morning. Stay with us.